Oh, goodness. Welcome to a realistic day in the life of a spiritual coach. My alarm went off at 6:35. I went to bed at like 10:30. And then I snoozed for like 15 minutes. I got a puffy eye. I don't know what happened. I think I rubbed it the wrong way the other day with a dirty hand or something. Let's go. You know, something I really appreciate about the fact that I sleep on my back is that I don't move around too much when I sleep, so making my bed in the morning is pretty easy. You know, part of the idea of lighting a little incense and even the Palo Santo before you begin a spiritual practice like meditation. First, there's a psychological component, right, that I learned in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, which is, by creating a ritual or a structure around it, you approach the behavior with more intention, and it's more set up as a script within the menu of your mind, so to speak. Additionally, Palo Santo, in the spiritual realm, apparently is really good at cleansing any energies you might have picked up throughout your day, or in this case, your dreams. Because I believe in some way the spirit becomes slightly untethered in the dreamscape. Consciousness begins to drift away from this space of mind. And, you could pick up negative energy, whatever. Now look, there's no way to prove that. But I'll tell you one thing. When you do it, it's just more intentional. And if that's the only thing that's really happening, it's kind of worth it. That's kind of my approach with most of spirituality. Is like, I can't fucking prove it. I'm just telling you that doing the thing makes the outcome better. And, well, that just seems like then the most logical thing to do. Yeah. I'm actually going to turn the camera off when I do. But, for the record, my morning meditations kind of consist of, I'll do 12 rounds of alternate nose breathing. This is to balance the masculine and the feminine, the solar and the lunar energies within my body, astral body. And then I either do a combination or a variation of, when I'm breathing in, I'm mentally chanting so, and when I breathe out, I'm mentally chanting hum, so hum. Or I'll go through each chakra, each energy center in my body, starting with my root chakra all the way to the top. And I will mentally, or sometimes verbally, repeat the bija, or the sound associated with each respective chakra. This acts as a way for me to move my prana and energy through each center and cleanse them. And doing that whole process, honestly, is kind of nice. It's a Kriya meditation, so that's from the lineage of Paramahansa Yogananda, Roy Eugene Davis, Ryan Kurzak, the gentleman that I have learned these techniques from. I also like it because when I started getting into the realm of longer meditations, this kind of gave me something to do, in a way. Which kind of made the meditation go by faster. I mean, it makes sense, right? When you're doing something, it goes by faster. Anyways. As much as I'd like to say, yeah, I just did a 35-minute meditation, today I really only have time for 10. I forgot that I'm not just going to work at other ship right now. I actually picked up a shift to be a class guide, so I have to get there earlier than I thought. So, time for a quick coffee. Maybe a walk or a quick bike ride over there. And then I'll probably do a longer one in the evening, and that's when I'll jump on live, because I also didn't do that. And it's a little commitment that I've made to myself to meditate on live. And I mean, it's so random because I know that it's really not, I know it's not entertaining. I by no means am like, oh, this must be so entertaining for people to watch me sitting there going, I'm not a fool. But what I do hope, it's like, you're scrolling and then you go, oh, Nino, like you accidentally, you press this live story because, you're scrolling and then it comes up and you're like, oh, this motherfucker's meditating. And then you think nothing of it. But then maybe like 5, 6, 7 minutes pass, whatever. And you're like, he's still meditating because it's like, I have a pretty disciplined meditation practice. And then maybe that just triggers that little part of their brain that goes, I should do my meditation. Yeah, I should do it. Even if they haven't done it in a week or a month or in a year, or they've never done it. And maybe just being that like little mirror, the beacon of light that makes or reminds someone of the word that they said that they were going to do something, like start a meditation practice. If I can be that for people, that is literally like an honor of my life, because the things that got me to meditate when I was 15, 16, 17 was like Alan Watts and Eckhart Tolle and all these guys who like changed my life. So if I can play any role in helping someone meditate, like, so be it. On that note, let's make a coffee and get the fuck out of here. Dad is scared of me publicizing my diet because I'm keto. We're a keto family. My older brother actually has epilepsy. So epilepsy has been one of the or keto diet has been one of the few things studied for epilepsy. I mean, keto actually isn't studied very much at all because it conflicts with the food industry standard of what you should be eating, because the food pyramid is a lie. But on that note, as a kind of move of solidarity, we all started doing keto, which again is kind of ironic because now my older brother is probably like the worst at it, but now my dad and me, who don't have epilepsy, are super disciplined about it. And yeah, and that's why you just saw me put heavy whipping cream into coffee, because in the keto diet, it's better to have fats, because we're not doing any carbs or sugars. It's better to have fats than anything. Some of the products I've been tossing in my coffee these days, by Rainbow, they're lion's mane. This is supposed to help with cognitive health. For a guy like me who maybe didn't always treat my brain with that much love and respect, I need it. I need to be very careful around my health as I approach. It's not that I'm there, but like as I get older, I really do need to be mindful. Realizing I poisoned myself for a lot of my life, either with my diet, with sugar, bad carbs, drugs, alcohol. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I hope I didn't do anything permanent. I'm not gonna give up caffeine, okay? I've given up so much. Oh, goodness, that's good. My eye is so fucked right now. But language is, the programming of the mind. So my eye is healing. But yeah, I think I don't know, it's like a pretty bad sty or something, but it does hurt quite a little bit. And it's only gotten worse in the last 24 hours, so. All right, let's go to work. It's negative 12 degrees Celsius. My ears. So cold. All right. Make a snowball. So what I'm doing here, the noise just in the background was kind of harsh. So I'm actually making snowballs that we make with ice, and we infuse these snowballs out of the ship with essential oils, blends of different oils that help kind of with the aromatherapy and help with the overall experience of our classes. We have grounding blends, uplifting blends, you name it. Making my way back now so I can lead the group program, my group coaching program. I'm gonna take a nice walk, I think, even though it's freezing, the sun's out, and
Like Huberman says, I could probably use a little sunlight in my eyes. Beyond the fact that I was also in the sauna, so I'm a little bit, I'm feeling okay, besides my hands freezing. Today's class is at Othership. So Othership, if you're not familiar, just maybe you aren't, it's a sauna and ice bath house that I work at as a guide. So when you teach a class there, you take people through breath work, meditation, visualization, in the hot and the cold, and using those modalities in the discomfort of the heat, extreme cold and extreme heat, can help people just break through kind of this mental limitations and barriers that are normally placed within their psyche or consciousness from accessing some deeper emotions. I got to teach my release class at 8 a.m. We had a smaller group, just 11 people, but it was so beautiful. And one of the journeyers at the end said something. He's like, man, you create such a comfortable space for everyone because you make everyone feel safe. And that has been probably the biggest piece of feedback I've received this last year in terms of as a friend, as a guide, as a coach, which is really warms my heart, which is that like people say they feel really safe around me. And that's fucking heartwarming because I didn't feel safe around me for a long time. And getting to a point where I feel safe being myself fully, expressing myself, filming myself, I don't care. It's like, it took me time, but it is really sweet, and it is nice to receive the recognition, that not only is that positively impacted my life, but it's now creating a container, environment, and energy for other people to grow and heal. And that's been super cool. I then support guided Trisha Kopek, great guide there, spin teacher, also works for Pinterest. I support guided her Hardwiring Happiness class, and it was so good. Just a really brilliant science-led class using all these science-backed modalities to access the neuroplasticity of our brain and help us connect to the happiness that is always available to us, but we just often presume or make the assumption that happiness exists outside of us, or it's the byproduct of an achievement. But it's not. It's just attuning our mind's ability to identify things to be grateful for, to connect with awe and wonder, and to find presence. And again, I love the class because it's all things that I practice and preach in my own life when it comes to coaching and just general mental health and self-growth. That's what I always say. I always joke that one of my in my coaching program, one of the weeks, or one of the titles in one of the weeks is, I go, brainwashing ourselves, or brainwashing yourself. I'm being a bit facetious or tongue-in-cheek, but I say brainwashing because in essence, I really believe you're washing your brain of all the bullshit and the programming that has been placed upon there, because most of us are conditioned to believe that happiness is going to exist in some achievement. And by brainwashing ourselves, we're washing the brain of these false presumptions that make us miserable, and learning to access, our presence, our ability to find gratitude, and take joy, wonder, and awe. A moment for that view. I'm still a tourist. All right. Now I'm going to set up for my group coaching call. So we are on week 7, I believe, of our group coaching calls of 10-week program. Such a beautiful group of humans. It's been really cool to see them each have quite different experiences, yet at the same time, very similar journeys, essentially just trying to cultivate more awareness unto self, more compassion, love, and learn how to live from the heart and trust yourself, recognizing the wounds that we've carried and the ways in which they no longer serve us, and letting go of them, living in the present, and letting go of the old stories is a way to become free, baby! Oh, this is how I'm left after each coaching call. Just like, oh, it's such a pleasure to work with people. Just like, in a way, like really, in a way, just trying to help teach people how to love themselves. Just like, hey, that's not loving yourself. When we hold the expectations of should or that, we're essentially removing ourselves from this moment, and then acting like what we're doing is not what we should be doing. So then there's a further separation from the self. And then when we wonder why we feel so disconnected, why we don't have our intuition, why we're not guided by anything except our fears, it's like, yeah, that's why, because we're not really loving ourselves. You know, to actually love yourself is not easy. Like people on Instagram, loving yourself is doing this, it's buying yourself that. It's like, no. Unconditional love. To love yourself in a way that looks at everything, in a way that has an awareness that you're not perfect. You're not. And still think, but I'm perfect anyways. Like, you know, to hold these conflicting contradictions, the idea that you are flawed. You are a flawed, wretched human being with all of your behavioral patterns and inability to love others and seeking validation, to see it all, and then still have the capacity to go, and you're exactly where you need to be, and I love you. That is not easy. Most human beings have no clue how to do it. And getting the chance to be able to help and teach and guide other people towards that, that leaves me feeling like this. That is my happiness and joy. To help others hold their contradictions in a compassionate awareness and love, and find and use tools towards their growth, development that aligns with their values. Now that's a dream motherfucking job, man. Jeez! I was gonna stay and do some content, but I'm hungry and the sun's out. It's Saturday. So I'm gonna do that stuff tonight. Yeah. Let's go out. Let's go have fun. I'm gonna have some breakfast here and then go for a walk to my favorite coffee shop. Baby! And just to give you guys the ooh. I love eggs and I love bacon and I love being keto. Makes me feel good. On that note, I'm gonna eat this with presents, so hi. All right, it is cold out there, but about -4. I got my Under Armour, a sweater, leather jacket, big puffy scarf from J. Root Creations. They're awesome. They're actually at Stacked Market here in Toronto if you guys ever want to check them out. They gifted me this amazing scarf in my favorite color. Let's go walk to my favorite coffee shop and hopefully they have a spot so I can do some writing. I'm writing a book about my life. Well, I technically I could probably walk to Cafe 23. You're witnessing my dilemma. My mental dilemma is if I wait 4 minutes, I can be cozy in the streetcar. If I walk, it'll take around 25 minutes and it's cold, but the sun's up. I'm walking. I love this view. I'm listening to Existential Kink right now on my walk to the coffee shop. And I heard a passage that I want to share, which Existential Kink is this book that kind of takes shadow work one step. You know, if shadow work goes, we must bring the unconscious, the things we don't love about ourselves, things we hate and resent to light. This book says, no, actually, we're going to get kinky with it. We're going to learn to find fucking sexual pleasure, the actual pleasure in embracing that which we say we consciously hate. And it's like taking this very cosmic perspective on things that we claim we don't want and almost saying, actually, let's say that theoretically you're choosing every single thing in your life, every piece of, all the patterns that you're continuously finding yourself in. Then investigating, why might you find pleasure in that? Why do you enjoy scarcity? Why are you so scarce? It's like, oh, because you just love having to work hard for what you get, right? Because it just gives you so much satisfaction. Like you have that belief that you have to work hard for that which you get. So of course you continue to live in this kind of scarcity. But the passage that I just listened to was really interesting. It was like, check in with yourself. Take a deep breath in. And ask yourself if it's possible that the sole reason you're holding on to judgments, frustration, resentment towards the world, the things that's happened to you, is to keep you from feeling wonder, awe, and joy that you could be feeling here and now. And she goes, and I presume your answer is going to be something like, no, I feel that because my life has fucked up things have happened to me, and the world's fucked up. She goes, yeah, precisely. And as long as you continue to live identified with the contents of the mind as opposed to the context of it, you continue to feel miserable. And it prevents you from feeling the wonder, awe, and joy that is available here, that would actually create the resonance, the frequency that would attract the things that are in alignment with what you actually want. But you know, what you resist persists. This kind of shadow work can feel offensive to those of us who've experienced trauma, but you have to understand it's beyond the individual perspective. It's taking the cosmic perspective, you know? If God is all powerful, all loving, and in some way you are an embodiment or reflection of the divine, like it says in the Bhagavad Gita, then we must, you know, presume you have chosen all of the conditions of your life for a reason. You know, what is the pleasure, the reason that you're getting it? Because you love everything. If you're a God, you unconditionally love it all. So investigating why might you love that which you say you hate is so powerful. Here for a few hours now, a couple hours, doing some writing, drinking my coffee, my little date square. Book's coming along nicely. Got some good writing down. Not a lot, not as much as I would have wanted to, but man, some days you just get hit with like the worst writer's block, and it's hard, but finally got the ball rolling. I got some good stuff down. Working on a book about my life. I know, oh my god, writing a book about yourself. How conceited. Well, sorry. It's the material that I know. It's beautiful though. Fun fact about me, I love churches. Not going to mass, but I think churches are beautiful. Do I give a fuck? Not many. But I think that's also part of the benefit of moving to a new city, is that like you don't feel like you have any connections to the people here, so you're not embarrassed one way or the other. Yeah. But honestly, I spend a lot of my days in Toronto walking to and from places. It's a good exercise, and it's a practice in mindfulness. It just grounds me. Makes me feel grateful in a way. Brings me into my body. It's good for your health. And I'm just, I can't afford a car. Yeah. On my walk home from the coffee shop, I decided to drop into Farm Boy to grab some food for the night. I decided on some chicken wings, broccolini, pickles, and needed to restock on, you know, my favorite, the whipping cream for my morning lattes. Again, this keto diet keeps me just, you know, really healthy, whole foods, lots of healthy fats, and it makes me feel good. I almost dropped everything in this moment, so yeah, I stopped doing that. I had such a beautiful walk home. I'm still such a tourist in this city. I'm not sick of this tower, not just yet. You know, I really feel like I manifested my life here in Toronto. I spoke so much of what I currently live into existence, and through hard work, to know dedication, that support, I dropped this right out of my armpit. Time, well, here I am. It fell, and then I fucking Spider-Man grabbed this bitch. Holy smokes! I just Spider-Man'd, like you know what I'm talking about. The scene in Spider-Man, the original one, the good one, with Tobey Maguire, or MJ slips. He catches everything, just. I just had one of those moments. Like I felt it. The pickle slip right out of my armpits, and I just fucking threw my hand down and I grabbed it from under. That means it was fully in the air and then I caught it. You wanna know why I'm happy? Because I'm Spider-Man. So I was raised by a wonderful, crazy Colombian mother, and let me tell you, nothing was ever clean. In my house, her idea of clean was the house had to look like it was brand spanking new, and no one had ever lived there. Now, while I found that quite stressful growing up, I definitely learned the value of keeping an organized space. And I really can't recommend this enough for your mental health, for your spiritual health. I cannot tell you enough. Cleaning up your physical space is so important. I think it's a reflection of yourself. And even when you wake up to it, it's almost like, yes, this is what I think of myself. I am someone who deserves to live in a clean and tidy and organized space. It is a form and act of self-love. And it's such a great way to keep yourself accountable, because I can guarantee, I always say, like, this litmus test for if your mental health is slipping is if your house is in disarray and you have not done your dishes. Go look at your sink.
Put my desk away so I can actually enjoy the space. Probably just gonna journal a little bit, reflect on what I've done during the day. I usually like to journal in here and then just write about what I did, little tasks. Just checking in on myself, oh, have I done the things that I usually like to hold myself accountable for? Seeing if there's any other work that I'd like to get done tonight. For instance, probably gonna edit this video so I can have it scheduled for tomorrow. Really just a little check-in with myself. Just allow anything that might be in here to get to the page.
What a perfect day, and perfection as a human creation. Today was a creation of the eyes of God, duly honored. I did a little 10-minute meditation in the morning. I did my group coaching. I guided and support guided othership. I got a lot of writing done, organized some stuff here at home, edited and posted my reel, and I vlogged all day. And of course, not including just the beautiful walks, listening to my Audible, my book, having moments of presence and breath, and ultimately just being present with myself and conversations with strangers at the coffee shop, chatting with philosophy with Kareem, who was a young philosophy student in university. There's always so many beautiful little moments and interactions throughout my day. The little conversations after guiding at the ship with journeyers who share the impact they had. Amazing guy Pedro. He shared something really beautiful, which was it feels like I've been such an authentic guide for him to show how men embodying their emotions is a sign of strength, not weakness. And that's awesome. Yeah, it just feels really good. All right, I'm gonna just to finish this vlog off, I'm gonna probably read part of some of this Black Boy that I'm doing for this amazing group book club that I'm in, and then I will probably edit this video, and then if I do anything else, I'll quickly pop in, but I think that's it. Thanks for joining me on a realistic day in the life of a spiritual coach. Bye.